Hey, it's Jason Creel. I want to tell you a couple of things that I'm doing. This is my first year building a new business in a new city, and a couple of things I'm doing to basically make it this first year, because in the lawn business, as in a lot of businesses, the first year can be the toughest, and a lot of ways will be the toughest. Not that you might not have a more challenging year down the road, but from a strictly financial standpoint, building up enough customers to support yourself or your family can be a challenge the first year. And so what I've done is, and just to give you an update, I'm at around 90 customers, started in January this year, and it's early July. And so, and most of those are for fertilization, weed control. I do have maybe 10 to 12 that I'm mowing, and some of those I'm mowing and spraying. So basically mowing one day a week by myself, for myself. And then this gets me to the two things that I'm doing. One is I am working with another lawn mowing company that it's, primarily just one guy has his own business, and he needed some help, and so I'm working with him 1 to 2 days a week in his business for an hourly rate. Now he pays me a decent hourly rate, but obviously it's not what you would make working for yourself. And so maybe you think, why would you do that, or that's not really what you set out to do, to have a lawn business. And no, it's not what I want to do. And I was real up front with him, told him that this would probably be something I could do the first year, but hopefully by the second year, I'd have enough clients to where I didn't need to. And so, again, as a reminder, when you're doing weed control and fertilization, you need a lot more customers than mowing. Obviously, if I had 90 customers that I was mowing their lawns every week or every other week, and that would be more than enough to keep me busy. But in spraying, it doesn't keep me busy full time. So I had extra time. So, I'm working with him 1 to 2 days a week. Also pick up random jobs. Like I did a sod installation recently, and things like that that I may not be doing next year or the year after that. But in a way, you have to kind of humble yourself enough to accept those type of work, and so anyway, I'm just giving you an example of what I'm doing the first year, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to make it the first year, to start getting established in my business, but I don't want to fail the first year, so that in year 2 I can really start taking bigger steps forward. So the second thing that has really helped me in my success this first year, and this would be a tip I would say to anyone starting out in the lawn business, is to have a mentor. As I knew a good bit about mowing lawns and had more experience in that, but not as much experience in spraying and weed control, fertilization. I have a great mentor who I knew previously, who has over 30 years experience on that side of the green industry. So and that's just been invaluable amount. I can't describe how much help that is, how many hours I have spent on the telephone asking questions, and having someone that I know I can call or text or send a picture of a particular weed and say, hey, what is this, or what should I use in this particular situation, or how would you handle this particular customer. There's just so many questions that come up that I don't have the answers to, and so to have a mentor, and my mentor is my sales rep that I buy my fertilizer and weed control products through. And the company's called Harrells, Harrells, who I highly recommend, and I've pointed someone else to them. But anyway, if you're in that business, and I would, it's one of the advantages of having a sales rep as opposed to just buying it from a store, is your sales rep, in a sense, should be, and mine is an expert on the different products out there, and so they can sort of answer a lot of questions that you may have, where sometimes if you go buy them at a store, that, not always, but I would say typically the person selling is not as much of an expert. So anyway, I would recommend that. So those are the two things. One, I'm buying my chemicals from someone who is a mentor to me and who is able to answer those questions. And then two, I've taken jobs, working with someone else in their lawn business and picking up side jobs to help make money this first year. That being said, that goes to what would I change, what would I do different looking back, and what do I plan on doing different next year. I think my biggest regret is that I didn't take more advantage of the window that you have to gain customers in the lawn business. That window starting primarily in February and really picking up in March and April and maybe a little of May. To give an example of how big the window that is, I use a service called thumbtack.com to get some leads on customers. Well, the amount of leads I got during March and April, it was several a day. I mean, a lot. And where now I may get one a week. So that just shows how many people are looking for a lawn care company in March and April. And they're just really not really looking as much in the summer. Doesn't mean you can't pick up a customer, doesn't mean you shouldn't advertise. But typically in the summer, you're picking up someone who's unhappy with who they've been using or possibly new to town and just moved. So where in the fall, so the point is, my biggest regret is not doing more marketing and being even more aggressive in the spring. And so that's what I'm planning on doing in year 2. And part of this, me working for another lawn business and me taking some side jobs that I'd probably rather not be doing, that has just re-emphasized the need that next spring I want to be really on top of my marketing and aggressive in that area, because I want to build up enough customer base that I don't have to do those things and I can start really growing a profitable business. So let that be a lesson to you. If you don't have a mentor of some sort, and I did this with my first lawn business as well. I've worked my own lawn business, but I only had enough customers for maybe 2 or 3 days a week. Well, I'd take the other day or two a week, and I was working with a friend of mine who had a lawn business. And at that time, I didn't know, I never worked with a lawn business, so I was able to really learn a lot and to just get better at my skill set. And he was gracious enough to help me. And so, again, I'm not getting paid that much, but I'm learning the skill set that allowed me to grow my own business. So I've done that two different times, to work for someone else, which is, like I said, you want to be self-employed, but sometimes you have to do those things your first year to make it. So hope this video helps. Thanks a lot.